Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Last night we started a discussion about modesty, shame and haya. But at the core of this discussion is about iman. The more immodesty is spread, the more we get used to immodesty, the more we are exposed to immodesty, the weaker our iman gets. And when our iman gets weaker, it does not only affect our sensitivity to shamelessness, it affects everything else in our life, because as a Muslim, my iman and my life depends upon my iman, and as a Muslim, your life depends upon your iman. So this discussion is not only about shame and modesty and haya, it's also about our iman. The first of the three trends that I shared with you last night that I want all of us to remember before we start a healthy discussion about shame and modesty and haya is that shamelessness has become widespread. We are no longer sensitive to the things that we used to be before, and the bar keeps on dropping. The second thing that is very common that I want all of us to be aware of, and I think all of you probably already know about this, is that individualism has taken an extreme form. It is also almost turned into a monster. And the term that I'm using here, it's individualism. You know what it means? It means that you are only worried about who? You are only worried about yourself. All you are concerned about is yourself. The expression that you use in your English language is what? Looking out for number one. Have you heard that before? Looking out for number one. All you're concerned about is your own self. And in a capitalist society, this is expected. Because here, the pursuit of happiness means your own happiness. The pursuit of opportunity means opportunities for yourself. Open market means that you go into the market and make money for yourself. But that attitude was in the marketplace. Now that attitude has left the marketplace and it has entered into our homes and into our psyches. 2013, we were invited by airport security, all the imams of the mosques. They have put some new scanning machines in the airport, and the Muslims were concerned about it. The Muslims had some reservations about them, because Muslims were of the view that these scanning machines are showing the body parts. So they invited all the imams of different mosques in 2013. And the security guys, they have given us the presentation. And they addressed all of our concern. And then they were telling us about the phone calls that they receive every single day. And they were talking about how we can make better communication with the Muslim community. And they said every single day we receive a lot of phone calls from Muslims about who is a terrorist. Lots of phone calls every single day. Chaudhry Jalasa was there as well. If you don't believe me, ask him. Every single day, phone calls from the Muslims about who is a terrorist. So we asked them, what do you do? They said, first we check the guy who is calling. Is he in laws with the other guy? Or is he a business partner of that other guy? Or is he competing in the same business across the shop from that guy? Across the street from that guy? First we check that, and 99 times that's the case. We have become insanely self-centered and self-obsessed. And I'm not only talking about from Islamic point of view, even from societal point of view. In older societies across the world, taking care of family was important. Taking care of your neighborhood was important. Taking care of your culture and religion was important. You're walking down the street, there is a trash on the street. Even if you're not a Muslim, you would say to yourself, I should take care of my neighborhood. And you would pick it up and you would throw it in the bin. Because you're not only worried about your own self, you are worried about other things as well. And these people, they shared, the old people I'm talking about, the older generations, they shared the strongest bond with their families. Individualism is so extreme nowadays, subhanAllah, that the person does something bad and he is so obsessed about himself that he doesn't care about anybody else. Not even his own parents, his own children, his siblings, other Muslims, forget about it. And just to give you a side, why I'm talking about individualism, just one consequence of that. When modesty leaves your heart, shame and haya leaves your heart, and you get into a bad habit, you do not care what humiliation your family will go through, how embarrassed your father and mother will be in the community, what kind of things that they will go through. You drop your parents altogether because you don't care about, you just want to stick to your bad habits. You don't even care that you are losing your own self-dignity. And at this point, you don't even care that you are a Muslim and the thing that you are doing is unacceptable to Allah. You don't even care about Allah. Forget about everything else. That's how individualistic we have become. And these things manifest themselves in the way we think, in the way we don't care about consequences. A person says, I don't care, man. Bring it on. Whatever happens, I don't care. And this kind of attitude doesn't only come from, I don't care about what happened. It also comes, I don't care about what anybody says, feels, or thinks, even my own parents, even my own family. You know, this extreme form individualism, subhanAllah, may Allah protect all of us. But because of that, we have to accept that. We Muslims, as Muslims across the world, we have to accept that. We have become the most craziest society in terms of crime related to physical abuse and domestic abuse inside our homes. Husbands going back home, beating up their wives, beating up their children. This is an extreme. These crimes are the extreme form of individualism that you don't even care about your own kid. What will happen to my kid? What will happen to his future if I physically abuse him? Or if I physically abuse his mother in front of him? Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, I only have 4 minutes, so inshallah this hadith and then I'm done. But Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Sharrul rijali iza dakhala man baytahu. The worst person among you is the one who enters his house, and the ones who are talking become quiet. The ones who are playing become still. And the ones who are visible become invisible. And when he leaves the house, everybody in the house is happy. I cannot begin to tell you, I've been imam here for 6 years, but recently people start coming and contacting me more from Central Mosque, from different parts of Edinburgh. And I cannot begin to tell you how many young people I have met who told me that they hate their parents. We have a parent-teacher meeting, and these two sisters, these two mothers, they came, and they were introducing themselves. In front of me, they were introducing themselves to each other. And one sister asked the other sister, where is your father? And she said, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless him. He passed away a few years ago. And the other sister said to her, I envy you. I wish my father would die. This is the reality. This is the reality. We have become nothing more than animals. You know, animal, when he sees his prey, he doesn't think what the children are going to think. If I eat the prey, how the children are going to feel? No. He's hungry, he's going to eat it. He has an urge, he's going to satisfy it. This extreme form of individualism was found in animals. In animals. Now we are finding it in human beings. And it's affecting and impacting all of us to some extent. Maybe we are not extreme cases of individualism, but to some extent it's impacting all of us. We are more selfish today than we were before. We are less concerned about our families, about our communities, about our religion, about our societies than we were before. It is all about me and myself nowadays. So this was the second trend that I wanted to share with you, inshallah. Next trend, the third trend, inshallah, tomorrow night. And then we'll start talking about the solutions, and we'll start talking about the things that we can get over we can overcome all of these problems. Jazakumullah khair.